actually even cleaned up all, look, but you didn't clean up all of your stuff.
I'm not worried. What cleaning up? We're recording, just so you know. So we're getting
Okay.
this thing
Am I allowed
started.
to cuss? Because I have a habit of doing that.
Fuck yeah! And we are back.
Okay.
Here I am, Fly Navarro, and today I am being joined by one of my favorite people in this world, Miss Heather Maxwell. How are you today?
I am good. How are you, Fly?
Listen, just so we get it out of the way, in case you're worried, you're allowed. Oh my God, George Carlin's list of inappropriate words. You're allowed all of. I wish I can give him. I can remember it and give him credit. But yeah, you can curse. You can say shit, fuck, motherfucker, whatever. I don't care. The only thing
Drop
I
the
do,
F-bomb, although it is possible.
the only thing that I try not to make the podcast vulgar, if that
Okay.
makes
Well,
sense.
I'm not vulgar. I
I
am a
know you're
Southern
not
lady,
vulgar, but you
but
know some.
I have a sailor's mouth.
No, that's listen. That's good. I'm happy. That's you should have a sailor's mouth.
It
You
proves
hang.
a point.
It's so funny because just over the course of this weekend, I was talking with somebody that was upset that people were cursing in front of their kids, and I'm like, listen, I get it. Especially if I don't know the kids. Now, if I know the kids well and I know the parents, like my best friend, his kids are 4 and 1, and his 4-year-old went the other day. Something happened. He goes, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "Oh my God, where did you learn that?" And he goes, "Uncle Fly taught me."
Uncle Fly taught me. Oh no, I don't want to be that aunt.
Oh, I am. I am
Yeah.
that uncle, man. I'm
I
the
have
fuck.
to ask my friend Joy, I'm gonna call her and I'm like, okay, are you on the speakerphone? Does Banks have his headphones on? Do I have to be careful?
I get it. Listen, it's all dependent on which friend I'm talking to. Some are a little bit more concerned than others. Others are just happy that if you're going to learn how to curse, you might as well learn from a professional.
Yes. And they're probably happy to just talk to you instead of getting the old text.
Oh no. I'm a FaceTime guy. I
I don't
FaceTime
see,
them.
I still have an Android. Charlie gets upset I have an Android.
You're
Yeah.
one of those people.
I am. I'm that person, apparently.
Yeah, and it's funny. I
I'm the
should
only
know
one
that.
left.
I should know that too, because when you text me, it comes up in a green bubble.
I don't know what that means, but okay, just as long as
Well,
it comes up.
because if iPhone to iPhone, it's a blue bubble, and a
Oh,
Android is a green. Once you're outside of the iPhone circle,
yes.
you
I
remember
might
me.
actually,
Remember Meet the
no.
Fockers? You're in the
Yes.
circle of trust.
Yes, the
Yeah,
circle of
you're
trust.
outside the circle, man.
That's bad.
It's not encrypted.
Mm-mm.
So I have a message for you
What's that?
before I forget. So last week I had Amy and Stacy Spencer on, and I
Yes.
told them I was speaking with you on Monday. They were like, "Oh my God,
Oh,
you gotta tell Heather we said hello."
I love Stacy. She is the
Oh my
best.
God,
She
they're
is, I mean, and
spectacular.
Amy, I don't know as well because she didn't work at Spencer's, and
Uh-huh.
she's blonde, which I find to be curious. But but Stacy was one of the original board members when we resurrected Pirates Cove Tournament. And then I did some work with Paul on marketing the Centurion back then. And of
Okay.
course, my ex-husband Billy is partners with Paul as well. So Stacy's just, oh my God, she's so pretty and she's so brilliant and she's so funny. And I can't say enough good things
They're
about her.
both amazing, and I owe them pictures. So when they first started their company, the clothing brand, they're
Uh-huh.
like, "Fly, can we send you some clothes?" I go, "Absolutely." So what I've been doing, they sent me clothes like a year ago. Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
been a year. So anytime I'm at an awards banquet giving out trophies,
Right?
I wear their clothes.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's always Port and Starboard apparel.
Yep.
And on my list of people I wanted to have on the podcast, they were number two, right behind Chip Schaefer.
Oh.
And they were like, "Oh my God, how did we get up there? Don't I'm surprised you guys didn't want to talk to my brothers. And it's like everybody wants to talk to your brothers. First of all, you guys are way better looking than Cliff and Daniel. Number one.
Daniel.
And number two, no, you guys, listen, you guys work for your dad and which is cool, but
Hmm.
you guys decided to do something on your own and I wanted to highlight that.
Yeah.
I'll get to your dad.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. I'll get to your dad.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about you and what you guys do and it's so funny because this weekend I wore they had a cream shirt and like these light blue pants, very light for me because I'm more of a black or blue kind of person.
Right.
And uh, on captain's meeting night, everyone's, how do you feel about the tournament? I says, well, I'm kind of concerned. And they're like, why are you concerned? I go, because chef told me that they have shrimp cocktail at the awards banquet, and I'm going to have a cream colored shirt, and red would look horrible on it. This is my concern.
That's my concern. Everything else
Yeah.
is taken care of.
Yeah. Listen, fishermen are fishermen.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
have, if there's an issue, and sometimes there's issues, but uh, I speak fisherman.
Yeah.
So I am, uh, I am perfectly okay with whatever,
Hmm.
I try to be so, I had one of the participants call me up, shoot me a text. I always prefer text first because I like to keep shit in writing. We have a
Right.
problem. We forgot our bracelets. So I always have everybody with colored bracelets. He's like,
Yes.
we forgot our bracelets yesterday. What should we do? So I pick up the phone. I'm like, you out fishing right now? Yes, we forgot our bracelets. I said, what are you having for lunch? What? Like, what are you having for lunch? I go, all right, do you have apples on board? Yeah. And I go, how many? What do you mean, how many? I says, do you have just one apple or do you have like a bag of apples? He goes, no, no, we have a full bag. I go, okay, I want everybody to hold an apple in their hand to verify that the catch is today. I go, the reason I want to make sure you got more than one is if you only have one and some dumb motherfucker eats the apple, then you're screwed. Then you're screwed. I don't want to grab something that you only have one of.
Yes.
If you got six apples and everybody's like, uh, hey, we have an apple. And usually those are the best fucking videos in the world too.
Yeah.
Those are always, Mike Brady?
That sounds familiar.
Mike Brady used to be Chip Schaefer's mate way back in the day.
Okay, that's probably how.
And anyway, he runs the boat called the Cowpoke, and he was running up the beach, and he calls me up. He goes, "Fly, I fucked up so bad. I left the bucket in my truck, and it has all the bracelets." I go, "No worries, buddy." I go, "Do you have a Coca-Cola in there? On your boat?" He goes, "Fuck yeah. Who doesn't have Coca-Colas on their boat?" I want everybody to hold a Coca-Cola in their hand when
Uh-huh.
you're fighting a fish. Man, everybody, Fly, we got our Coca-Cola. Here we go. Today's the first day of fishing. Our Coca-Cola's in there. And I'm like, see, that's
Yeah,
it.
it's easy. You
I
just
just want to
gotta be
verify.
able to think
Yeah,
on the fly and not have to run it past a committee.
yeah. I make it easy. We know it's the first day. If everybody's walking around like an idiot holding a
Mhm.
Coca-Cola in their hand because I said so, it feels like everybody's playing Simon Says.
Fly says.
So how have you been? You've been world traveling and doing all
Been
kinds of.
traveling and we're doing our renovation on our house, which, they say never live in the house while you're renovating. And
I've
now
done
I
that.
know why they say that. I'm like, I could
It's
tough it out. Poor Charlie. I told him that, I don't know, last month we were putting a different floor in our new kitchen. And so we were pulling up the old floor and it's old barnwood pine, beautiful. but very rustic. And we pull that up, and everything underneath is rotted. So all of
Oh,
the subfloor, the whole house, they're not even like rot, like you live at the beach and it's rotten because
uh-huh.
it got water inundated or whatever. They have you like and blow on it and it just turns into dust. I don't even know what that is. That's some country shit right there.
Oh
And
my
so we had to
God.
rip everything up, and we had Christmas, and we had the subfloors down, the new subfloors, and then we had house wrap over top of it. And we had blankets in all the corners because we had wind coming through the walls. And I looked at Charlie and I said, you know what? Before you met me, you were in a big, 3,500 square foot condo overlooking Lake Boca and had your little Mercedes, and you had
Oh,
your boat and you were fishing all the tournaments with Jamie Bunn, and aren't you happy to it's like just talked in hand.
Charlie's so great, man. I remember Charlie fishing with us when I was still on the reel tight. It was,
Yep.
yeah. Listen, I've always gotten along great with Charlie and love him to death.
He
So,
he's got a
uh,
great sense of humor. So
he's hilarious, dude.
yeah. So
He's
we've been doing that,
hilarious.
and we're farming, and that's
I
what I
think
mean.
that's the funniest part. You
The
got this
farm.
this New York guy out farming.
Well, he grew up in Brooklyn, and he had his parents sent him to summer camp, and they had horses at summer camp. So when he graduated from high school, he opened a barn. He had a
Did he
60
really?
head horse barn in Brooklyn. He took me there. We went to Coney Island and we went and did all of that. And he took me to where it was. And it was like basically just down from the beach
That's so
and
funny.
60 head horse barn. That mean that used to be farmland too. And that's
Yeah.
what he did until he got married the first time and had to grow up and, feed kids and whatnot.
Grow up.
So
What is that all about? Like, shh.
no,
I don't
no, I
want to
think
grow up.
don't
Yeah.
grow up.
Does he
It,
still
the
have
key
that?
is to have the kids and stay not grown up.
Yeah, I don't want to grow up.
Yeah.
I'm a 53-year-old that doesn't shave. Actually, in my brain, I'm 16 years old and I don't shave. And
Just as long as you shower, that's
no,
important.
no, no, no. Listen, I'm minimum twice a day. Minimum. I tell everybody I'm trying to wash the Cuban off of me.
Won't work.
It don't, I've been
That
trying
doesn't come
53
off.
years. It doesn't come off, man. Olive oil and cumin come out of the pores. Now, does Charlie still have that restaurant slash club in New York still, or did he get rid of it?
Actually, he got rid of that and he's got a new one that's under construction. It's down in the theater district. And
Okay.
I think it's going to open up in I think they were saying May, which probably
Okay.
means June.
It's
So,
it's
but
so funny because I don't go up to New York very often. My little brother lives up there, and every time I go up there, somehow I talk to Charlie. He's like, "Go to my restaurant," and I'm like,
go to
"Dude,
the bar, go to
I,
235th. And he
yeah,
still has connections. So if you want to go there, just call because he'll
yeah,
get you a table.
yeah." My biggest thing is I go in really quick. I see my brother, and then I turn right back around. And I'm usually not in New York for very long. I'm not a good city person.
Yeah. No,
Um,
it's very speedy.
yeah,
We went up.
There's two cities I like, and that's Tokyo and Hong Kong.
Tokyo is awesome.
I
I can't
absolutely
wait to go
love
back.
Tokyo.
Yeah, Charlie's friend Steve just got back from there. He did 5 days. I don't know how you do Japan in 5 days, but he did everything. He put a picture on Facebook and it was the tamago vendor that's like down in the market,
Yeah,
fish market. And Charlie and I was like, Charlie, we were right there. That was our tamago place.
it's so I love it. You know who's going out there? You know Mike Browser owns the Betsy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So he called me up, I don't know, a few months ago, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to Tokyo. I want to go fishing. Everybody says I should call you." I go, "I got you, brother." So I
Yeah.
text my buddy and uh I said, "Hey, I got a really dear friend of mine. He wants to go fishing." And so I put the two of them together, but it took Kazanobu a couple days to get back to Browser. And
Yeah.
Browser, I had sent him his contact. Browser didn't wait, so he sent him an email. And my buddy Kazanobu's like, "Fly. He emailed me. I don't speak English. He needs to get on the app. There's a Japanese app. It's called Line, and it
Uh-huh.
translates everything. So I
Um,
reconnected everything. I go, Mike, you got to talk here because he's concerned that
yeah.
he's going to say something wrong,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're very polite and very
Hmm.
proper, and and he knows that Mike is a friend of mine, so now it's even more proper. Listen, this is a friend of
Yes,
Fly.
because that, as a
Yeah.
friend of yours is someone they honor.
Correct. So
Yes.
he's flying up two guys from Okinawa, two American military guys, to translate, to make sure
Oh,
that there's no
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Mike has a really good time.
I need to
So,
remember that because when Charlie and I go back, I want to go fishing. Who else is
oh,
going? Curtis. Curtis, what is Curtis' last name? Schluter? Curtis, tall Curtis, Curtis and Dana.
you,
He fishes
you,
on the surreal and I mean,
oh yeah, 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 yeah. They were just in my tournament last
yes.
week.
Yes, he did. Yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Because I talked to him on Sunday, but they're going in December
He
to
didn't tell me
Tokyo.
that.
Yep.
He didn't tell me that. It was so nice to see him because every year they always talk about coming, but the schedules never work out because of Jamie Bunn's tournament.
Right.
And so it was nice to see him. One of the guys that fishes on there, Mark, Mark was Jim's tax planner. So I've known Mark for like 25 years.
Right.
And it was nice to sit there, because a lot of the people on the docks there don't remember me from when I used to fish.
Yeah.
And Mark was telling, oh yeah, we were in Costa Rica and we hooked this thresher shark, and before you blinked, these guys had this thresher shark in the boat. They gassed it, they killed it, they brought it in, they whacked it up, and we were eating thresher shark for like days.
That's how Billy got me to marry him. He
He
killed a threatened shark and he
he
brought it
killed
and cooked it
something.
on the grill. And that's how he got me to go on our first date.
Oh my God. Okay, I thought maybe he
The
made you
Thresher Shark
nervous.
story is classic, though. That's classic Maxwell. It is the best, funniest story ever. But it was
Really?
a big eye thresher, and he and Alan Owens and they scaced it. They put it on ice and then they sold it, and it was like it would have been a Virginia state record 100 times over.
Oh my gosh.
But it's a funny story.
Well, don't leave us hanging. Tell us.
Oh my God, he just and Billy is he's such a good storyteller, but he talks about they hooked it, he and Alan, they were commercial fishing, so they had the chair out of the boat, and it was the very first tuna fever, which was the gannet.
Uh-huh.
Originally was Richie Howe's gannet, he and Monty. And then they had three chairs because he fished out of the Virginia Beach Fishing Center and he was running charters. So they had all three chairs out of the boat. So I had three stanchions in the cockpit. And then they had the big gray box, for all the ice and the fish and everything that they caught. And I guess they were fishing out of Oregon Inlet. And and he said they hooked into that thing and they got it in the boat and they beat on it until it's like he said it just kind of flopped and they thought it was dead. He said, and then like 3 minutes later, he said, I looked over and the eye is starting to glow. And he said, and the eye got brighter and brighter and brighter. And that thing took to whipping that tail. And I mean,
Ooh.
it happened like 3 times. You have to hear him say, it's so hilarious. And
Oh my
I
gosh.
think they finally had to shoot it because they thought they killed it, kept coming back, and it beat the stuffing out of that boat.
Oh my
He
God,
was
that's so
like,
hilarious.
oh my God, it was a hilarious. And then they got it back and they weighed the meat, and it was over the state record for just the meat.
Just
Just
the meat. That's a
out.
big thresher shark.
Yeah, but he brought that over to the house where I was living and cooked it on, and I was like, okay, I'll go out with you. So
Listen,
that
I,
was the beginning of Kate. That's how
I,
Kate
uh,
got
I,
made.
I understand it. I'm a cooker. I like to cook.
Yes, you
And
do, and you're good at it.
I,
It's the cookers that aren't good at it that you gotta watch out for.
well, here's the thing. Once you cook for a woman, it's like, will you go out for a date with me? If you cook for me again.
Yeah,
Uh, my
yes.
girlfriend Naomi and I have been together almost 11 years, and she hasn't. I don't think she's ever cooked for me, and that's fine.
Ooh, I
I,
love to cook. So we're redoing our kitchen, or we're putting in a new kitchen, and I have not been able to cook because we sold our
oh,
house in Lighthouse Point. So we've been here and I have like the air fryer and microwave and a camp stove. And it's been, we've had such a harsh winter that I haven't even sparked up the grill. Forget about that. But it's time to start grilling now. But I haven't been able to cook. We have a we have a it's called a big gym, so it's a big iron, enclosed fireplace
Uh-huh.
that puts off heat for the whole house. And I have taken pots and cooked fish stew. I made some like any kind of stews that I made this winter. I cooked them on the fireplace.
Really?
I mean, we got really rustic.
How long has this thing been going on? How long has this remodel been going on?
Well, we came down to Florida for Thanksgiving and they ripped the floors out. Then that's when we realized that we had the rotten floors. And the thing is,
Oh,
we sold the Florida house, so we have to add on to the closets. And we are going to add on to our bathroom. But that's where and I'm a GC, so I know about, and we've been talking about this for 3 years. And I'm just like, Charlie, we don't want to do this because all the electric, the gas, the HVAC, the gasless, tankless water heater, all of that is at the point of the house that we have to cut it and move it in order to add on. That is the area that the addition is going to go. So we have to move out. After camping all this time, we got to get out, probably live in the horse trailer.
oh
I'm so happy to have this house done. We'll never complain about anything else ever again.
God, that's hilarious.
I'll be like, I'm so happy to live here that I'll clean the house every day.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, yeah, the cooking is good. Charlie doesn't cook. But yeah, if you cook for somebody, that's love.
Listen, I love to cook. And it's so funny. We've been doing with the tournaments in Chubb, the last 2 years we started this dock party that we do before the tournament starts. So the day I fly in, we have these huge old-fashioned dock parties. And
Right?
my favorite part is I start cooking on Monday here at
Yeah.
home. I put something
Yeah.
on the smoker. So this past week I made pulled Cuban pork. I made some beans and rice. The trip
Yeah.
before, what did I make the week before? Oh, tacos al pastor and birria tacos. Oh, it was
Ooh.
so good.
Oh
It was
man.
so good. But this week, I was just looking. Um, I'm going to order a bushel of steamed crabs because it's the members
Nice.
only tournament. So I'm going to get some steamed crabs and bring them.
Nice.
I think it'll be fun sitting on the dock picking crabs.
Pick and grabs. That's always
Yeah,
fun.
it's always fun. And it's just kind of old. I've had a lot of owners come up to me. It's like, a lot of these people I never knew. So
Yeah.
it's nice that we can, usually the tournaments come, we fish, nobody talks to anybody. So the fact that you're
Yeah.
doing this, it's forcing everybody to sit on the dock and hang out
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's early enough that I don't worry about anybody falling in the water.
Yeah.
You always got to worry about, listen, we're talking about fishermen here, man. And in the Bahamas,
And
so there's
nobody died.
that's a huge thing in the Bahamas. Nobody dies, nobody falls in the water. It's a huge
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I'm
These are
telling you,
things that we
people
worry
think it's
about.
it's it's foolish, but in the Bahamas, in the States, it's the fire marshal and the ALE guy, and nobody died. And
Amen.
that's just ridiculous. I'm like, no, that's the basics. If all that goes good, everything else will be fine.
Well, the good thing is because you're in the Bahamas and it's, a small island, they're all fishermen. You don't have to worry about an outsider coming in.
Yes. Yeah.
Usually, even if it's like, okay, so and so doesn't get along with so so, but you're still part of that same fraternity. It's
Yeah.
when an outsider comes in
Yeah.
and it fucks up the whole thing, man. It really does. It fucks up the whole thing. And listen, I'm not opposed to outsiders. Hey, come on in. I want to bring you into the fraternity. Go fishing. But
Yeah.
you need to learn. Yeah, we're kind of rough around the edges.
Yeah. Maybe keep your mouth shut for a couple
Yeah. Oh
couple
my
goes.
God. Listen, I can't talk about it. Remember at the beginning when I said there's no vulgar stories? I know a couple of vulgar stories with some outsiders. I'm like, man, I can't. No, no, no. I don't. I can't talk
No,
about it in
no, we're
public.
not talking about that.
No, no,
Mm.
no. Hey, I want to talk about the Masters.
Oh, I'm wearing a master shirt.
Are you?
I do. Yeah, man.
So,
I
how
love the
many
Masters.
how many years has it been now?
So we just did our 63rd year,
But how many years have you been involved in it? Is it
27. I came
7?
in
Okay,
at the end of 2017. So what is that? 10, almost 10.
okay. I was
Yeah.
thinking right around 10 years.
Yeah.
So,
They moved it from Isla to Costa Rica to Los Sueños. And the next year I came in.
okay. I
Yeah.
so originally, and you probably know better than me, but originally the Masters started in Palm Beach.
Yes.
So
Yes.
me being a Palm Beach boy, it's one of those things that I've kind of honored it. It's pretty cool.
Yes.
And 3 years ago, for the first time, I went in there to figure out. I want to see. I wanted to see what the cost was because now that I've gone into business, I'm like, one day I want to fish the Masters.
Right.
And so I wanted to see what the cost was so I can figure it out in my budget.
Right.
So in my goal, just so you know, in my business goal is to one day be able to fish the Masters because as a young kid growing up here in Palm Beach, it was like, wow, the Masters out of
Yeah. I
here.
bet. I
So now that I've been in this industry now, oh my God, 34 years.
Yes.
Oh, 34 years I've been in this industry, and listen, God has blessed me more than I could ever imagined.
Yeah.
That I've been able to take a passion and turn it into a job and then into a career and now a business. And the fact that I could at least look at it, I'm like, okay, I like to do my certain trips I do every year. I go on my hunting trips and my fishing. Me and Naomi are going to go to Alaska this summer.
Uh-huh.
And then that that became a family trip. I still have a boys trip that we're going to do in Alaska. But at one point I'm like, okay, one day I want to be able to say I fished the Masters and that I worked my way up and I could fish it. So
Yeah.
I've been watching it and I love the fact that you're running it. So it would be so much better for me that I can go fish it while you're not planning on leaving anytime soon, right?
No.
Okay, good, 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 good. So I still have some time. I still have
Yes,
some
you have
time.
some time. It's
Good.
cool. I mean, it's just like all the wives and all everybody is just it's like an old home week. Even
I,
if somebody new, if it's a new freshman that comes in and nobody knows them, but it's to just embrace them and it is the funnest competition and just they pick on each other so much and nobody gets offended and everybody picks on everybody and it's like those old days in Rudy Inlet when everybody got on the dock and the dock sank and you're standing up in water up to your knees. That's what it's
that's
like
awesome.
old fishing. And
That's
it's really hard. I mean, Charlie fished it twice and he's like, I just can't physically, I can't do it because it's
it.
dead boat and it's.
So for people that aren't aware of the Masters, would you mind walking us through so people understand the whole aspect from start to finish?
Right. So the Masters was created by John Rogovich and his stock partners, and it was his idea to create a competition between man and fish, not boat versus boat or team versus team. So his idea was, first of all, you can't have a boat assist. No, no boat assist. It's got to be dead boat. So originally in Palm Beach, and then they moved it to Isla, and now it's in Costa Rica. And it's a sailfish tournament. So basically, we have changed the rules in the last couple of years a little bit to accommodate Costa Rica. But basically, what happens is it's two anglers per boat. And it is a boat draw, so you get rotated on your boats every day. You never fish. The idea is never fish with the same angler or on the same boat. So everybody has the opportunity to fish on different boats with different crews And that's supposed to even that playing field. And then you also get to fish with a different angler each day, so you get to make a friend there. And when you hook your fish, you strike your fish, the boat will bump into reverse 2 or 3 times to stop the forward momentum. The boat can turn, can rotate to follow the fish, but it cannot go forward, cannot go backwards. It is sitting right there. The first minute the baits stay in the water to get see if you can hook a double. Um, the IGFA rules, you can, if you are the angler and you hook a double, you can leave your rod holder, you can leave that one hooked in the rod holder and you can take up slack on that. So that is not an IGFA rule. And then this year we did something with the slower fish and less aggressive fish and burning off lines and things like that. Couple rules that are special to us. But the whole concept is you are the angler and you have got to fight this fish and bring it up to the boat. It's light tackle, so it's 30-pound test. Um, we supply the line, we supply the leader, we supply the bait, we supply the hooks. Everybody is fishing the same exact tackle. There was something else that I was gonna say about it'll come to me. I don't know. But
You have a time restriction too, don't you?
you have a time restriction as you are fighting the fish. You start out with, I believe it's 100 points, and then you work backwards from that. So every 5 or 10 seconds, you go down in points. 10 minutes is an overtime fish, which you get no points for the overtime fish, but the boat does get credit for the fish because the boats also we have a high boat and that kind of stuff. The crews get a little bit of money on that, but yeah, so the longer the fight, the less points you get. And the reason why when you look at our scoring, you see 1,975 points is because it's based on time. So the computer will take the time of the catch and it converts it to a point system. So that's pretty cool too. And if you break a line, if you break a line at strike, if you miss come back and you've lost your hook and your bait, you get penalized big time. So that is basically, this year we talked a lot about burn-offs and we made some concessions for that. We being, the Dale Kramer and Pat Healy and the rules committee. But if you actually screw up as an angler, you're going to get penalized for it big time. So it's pretty interesting.
It
Yeah.
is
It's a
interesting.
tough tournament, and you think about the cost of it, it might sound like it's expensive, but if you figure you're 3 days fishing, two anglers,
Yeah.
so it's not like you're six anglers. The tournament pays all the tips, so you cannot tip your crew. And we have cocktails every day and we have two big fat dinners and your wives come and we cater to them and go on trips and do day excursions and all of those kind of things.
It's
And
not that expensive when you
yeah,
think
it's
of,
all inclusive, and you're
yeah.
fishing on the top boats that they have down there in Las Vegas. So they're all private boats, and it's pretty cool. So, but this year we were $10,500 for the tournament, and
Per angler, which is
yeah, per angler.
it's not bad at all.
Mm-mm. I don't think so. It's a interesting segue, but when people talk about how much it costs to fish tournaments with the ILTA, the International Light Tackle Tournament Association, I'm also involved in that. And that's something we talk about a lot is how much it costs. And I'm like, guys, it's to me, it's almost free. If you're paying $5,500 to fish 4 days with three anglers in the cockpit, you don't have to tip anybody, and you
Yeah.
have, all these dinners and everything in Cabo for
Yeah.
$5,500. That's almost free. That's almost somebody paying you to go fishing as far
So
as I'm
you're involved
concerned.
in with ILTA as well?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I had the crew of the ILTA on a Zoom call with me with the government of the Maldives because they saw that
Ooh.
I was doing I don't know if you saw I was named the global ambassador of sport fishing of the Maldives last year.
Well, that's lovely.
Oh, it was, listen, that's, when I get a phone call, Mr. Fly, I'm like, no,
Mr.
Captain Fly.
Fly.
I'm like, listen, when you got a name like Fly, there's no, I don't want any titles with it. But Global Ambassador of Sport Fishing, I'm cool with it. That
Yeah,
one,
that sounds really good.
so,
You can
Raphael
keep
reached
quiet.
out to me and he's like, "Hey, we'd like to go to the Maldives." And so I put him in contact and we
Mhm.
had been talking and I'm like, "Hey, while you're at it, would you guys be interested? Because I'm working with the Saudi government as well." I go, you guys like to host a tournament in Saudi Arabia?" They're like, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, we're working on building the first ever fishing club over there. That would be a cool
That
way
would
to
be a
host
cool
you
club to
guys."
get involved. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
like, anything, listen, my biggest thing is promoting our sport.
Yes.
Listen, if he wants to say something on the podcast, the dog is allowed to.
But that's Riley. She's got a lot to say.
Listen, we're a dog friendly show.
Yes.
We're a dog
I'm
friendly
sure one of
show.
them will be in my lap before this is all over.
That's
But
fine.
yeah, I mean, back to the Masters. Masters is it's just awesome. I love it. And Las Vegas is such a pretty place for that, that to happen. And
It's perfect.
yes, and it's, conducive to everything that we and chef is there and they make such nice meals and, the ladies get to go and do all kinds of excursions or, a couple years ago we did margarita class. So they had a mixologist and they learned how to make all these margaritas. And then we had a competition of who had the best margarita. And then we had the margaritas at dinner. So it's a lot of fun.
That
And I
sounds
think
quite
all of the
intoxicating.
Yes, I think the wives have gotten to a point where they're all friendly. And it might be more like summer camp where they just get together that, one time a year and unless they're fishing some of them are from New Jersey or California. It's a lot of people from Texas and, I know a lot of them fish together at like the Gold Cup and some of the other, more traditional tournaments, but I think many of them don't see each other until just that week. And
Uh,
that's always nice.
I'm glad to see that you guys did get it to Costa Rica. I mean, don't get me wrong, Isla's a beautiful place, but sometimes it could be so fucking rough.
Yes. Yeah, I think they were tired of the rough and they had, kind of outgrown the boats there and the fishing slowed down in Isla. Because I remember it was like all of a sudden we just didn't go to Isla
Yeah.
for, like 5 years. I think it's gotten much better again in the last few years.
Yeah, listen, it's like anywhere. It goes up and it goes down. But
Yeah.
number one, Costa Rica is such a beautiful place. Los
Yeah.
Sueños is a great host location.
Yes, yes, and they just bend over backwards. And the cool thing is we've tweaked our dates, so now we are right before leg one of the Las Vegas. So we're after the Rockstar and before leg one, and being there, I think that maybe we're after. No, I think I might be wrong. I don't know. I don't do anything that I don't write down. Write down everything. But we're right the first week of February. So that's where we are. And I think that we've gotten to a place where the fishing is really, really good. We're after leg one. We're
Okay.
after leg one of Ashley's tournament and before leg two. So before the Pescador. So yeah. It's a good niche spot for us, and we have had phenomenal fishing in the last few years. So that's always good
When
because
fishing is
we,
good.
yeah, I mean, we miss a lot of fish. It's just two anglers in the cockpit, and there's no crew to help. It's not like Las Vegas tournament where you're gonna, release 30 fish in a day or something like that. So
What did the top I know it goes on a point system, but as far as just plain fish, how many did the top angler catch?
I think that Locke was the most billfish released this year, and I think he had 25.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is this the second year he's won it? He's won it
it
twice,
is.
hasn't
He won it a couple years ago. Last year it was Alex Tavola, and I believe Locke won it the year before that.
he? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Locke is a good
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, he was like going into the last day, he was like, I said, "What are you going to do today?" And he was like, "I don't know," because Tanya, his wife, I mean, she was in there. She won the daily on the first day. She smoked everybody. She was such a badass. And then the second day was a little slower for her. But she was still in the running for, for that top angler spot. And he had come up on the second day. He really had some good fishing and some good luck. So I was like, he's like, I just don't think I can sandbag the Masters. And if I do, she's gonna know, and then she's gonna kill me. She doesn't want to win because he's sandbagging, that's for sure.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
listen, he's just a good, they're both great people.
Yes.
They're
Very,
both
very
great people.
nice.
I
Very
uh I got a
nice.
chance to fish with them. Oh my gosh, it was years ago. It was in Scrub Island. That's where
Hmm.
I met them. I want to say uh I got a picture somewhere where I took Tanya's glasses. They had these perfect like mirror images,
Yeah.
and I had my hands out like if I was Morpheus from The Matrix. I'll never forget. I got a picture somewhere. I'll when I find it, I'll
The,
send it
the
to
the
you.
glasses that don't have the arms on
No,
them.
no, but they had a perfect mirror image.
Right.
So literally, that was the whole point. I'm like, you look like Morpheus when you're wearing them. She goes, what do you mean? I'm like, I put them on, and she took a picture of me, and I had my bandana on, trying to protect the forehead from the sun. And yeah, it
Uh-huh.
was no, they were just great people. And
Yeah.
Locke showed up late. I say late. I think he showed up like a day or something later. But he
Yeah.
had like a box of booze. He's like, "I'm ready," and I'm like, "Oh yeah,
Ready to
you're
roll.
you're definitely fucking ready, buddy."
Yeah. It's funny because, growing up in Virginia Beach and Rudy Inlet, the tournaments there, I mean, I got to know Patrick, and more of my people were from up north. And I never really got to know a lot of the Florida people. At Pirates Cove and the old Pirates Cove, we had a lot of boats come up from Florida. But the ring power boat and all those kind of guys. But and Jack Miller, he used to come up, and um there were quite a few of them, but I never got to know this new generation of Florida fishermen until the Masters.
Well,
So, and then
remember,
Charlie and all his outboard people, phew, God,
is right.
he took me on a trip to the Bahamas, and we're just gonna run over to the Bahamas. And in my mind, in North Carolina and Virginia, you fish when it can be rough, but it's not freezing. We don't go, they go bluefin commercial fishing in the wintertime.
Yeah,
Heather doesn't go fishing when it's freezing. I never did. I mean, we'd go flounder fishing and rock fishing, when I was a kid growing up in the Chesapeake Bay, but it just wasn't something you did regular when it was cold. And I've never
Th-
put on so many layers. I've been skiing in Canada and I haven't ever been so cold as
he took you
going
sail
to the
fishing, did
Bahamas.
he took you
Oh,
sail fishing, didn't he?
the last day we went, and Steve and those guys went diving for lobsters, and the sun came out. And it was like if I got down under the covering boards out of the wind, and then I could just lay there in the sun and warm up a little bit. And
On
ever since then, he's like, "You want to go fishing?" I'm like, "No, hell no. I do
no.
not want to go fish."
It's not like being on a boat that you can go inside a cabin.
That's right.
It
That's
gets
right. You
cold.
go in there for the air conditioner. Or I don't even know if any of those boats have heat because they don't go when it's cold. I do
It,
want to go catch a giant bluefin this year, though. I want to go to Nova Scotia
why don't you
and
come
do.
up to Nova Scotia? I'll be up there.
I think you and I talked about that. Who else did I talk about that with? Oh, John Wolf. He's got a friend up there that does
I
it.
I
So,
just so happen I was just talking to Captain Curtis. He has 3 days available.
ooh, yeah, because that's coming up. You're supposed to do that in May, right?
No, 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 no. We do it in September and October.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we do it in the
I'm writing
fall.
that down right now. See what I've said about the writing everything down.
Do you want the
That's not
dates
how
right
you
now?
spell Nova Scotia, but
Just put
I'll figure it out.
NS. NS. Yeah. Go catch an 800 pounder. There's something to be said about it.
Yeah, yeah, it's very cool. It's very
What
cool.
I really like about it, and again, being a Florida boy, I
Hmm.
had never seen leaves change until I went up there. One day I woke up, I'm like, what the fuck happened around here? What is this? They're like, what are you talking about? I go, where'd the red and orange come from? He's like, you never seen leaves change? I'm like, no.
Well,
Number one, I grew up in Florida. Number two, once I got older, all my falls were in St. Thomas and Venezuela.
yeah,
By the time I get home, there was no leaves.
there's no leaves. And in Florida, nobody does Christmas lights like Florida because there's no difference between December and October. So you guys have to do Christmas lights because it's Christmas. And
Yeah.
it is amazing to me that, all the lights are wrapping all the palm trees, and I think it's awesome.
Palm trees are nice to wrap.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
easy
Yeah.
compared to some of the other shit.
Yeah. And they're so beautiful. But yeah, I told Charlie that. I was like, nobody does Christmas lights like people in Florida
Well,
because you got it.
well,
Otherwise, it's
we
just
also do,
weather.
we don't have to fucking worry about climbing on a house with ice to put fucking lights on.
Yeah.
When it's 70 degrees out and you got to climb on a roof or climb a tree, it's not a big deal.
It's no big deal. Yeah.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been very blessed to be able to see that side of, of this industry that we have, and how, I mean, some of those Florida boys, those weekend people are like lines in at 5, lines out at, 8:30 at night. And
It's
if they're still
crazy.
biting, they don't come home. They don't ever stop.
Yeah, listen, I've been there. I've gone till okay, I ran out of bait.
Yeah. That's
You
better than
know,
running out of
how,
fuel.
how many baits did you run out? How many baits did you have today? 120, and they're all gone. It's 8 o'clock at night. Well, during the winter, it's never eight because that's way dark, but it's still 6:30,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're biting. You
Yeah.
don't you don't ever leave.
Yeah, in North Carolina, you got to come home because you got to cross the bar before it's dark.
Oh, the good point. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
get across the bar before it starts.
yeah,
Not in Florida. We don't care.
yeah, yeah. Pretty neat.
Remember, there's a reason why they call it the Florida man. Uh, there's always some idiot. Florida man lights hair on fire so the dog doesn't smell him. Whatever. We do the fucking craziest shit down here.
You.
You
I'm,
know? Hi, Charlie.
oh no, that's my electrician. He's
Oh,
me a bill.
uh, he wasn't dropping off a check. Damn it.
No, no checks coming in, just bills.
Son of a bitch.
I'm at that phase, but I'm
Uh,
cool. Oh, I'm going to I know we are talking about the Masters, but I'm going to where am I going? We're flying to South Dakota, but we're going to, I want to say it's Idaho on the Green River to
ooh,
go fly fishing in September. My
nice.
sister and her husband have way gotten into the fly fishing. And they're like, you got to come out here and do this. So he's got a hunt in Idaho, Montana, I don't know, something. But we're gonna go out there and meet them and go fly fishing on the Green River for,
You're gonna love.
trout.
I love fly fishing on rivers.
Mm-hmm.
I went to 2 years ago. I went to Patagonia.
Ooh.
Oh my God, it was so nice. It was
Mm.
so nice. First of all the red meat in Argentina is fucking fantabulous.
Oh, I bet.
Oh my Lord. Have you ever been to Argentina?
Mm-mm.
So it was Naomi and myself, and then a buddy of mine, Scott, and his family. My buddy Scott, he played Major League Baseball for 18 years. Actually, 10 in the majors and then 8 in the Japan League.
Nice.
And he has a son and daughter, and his son, I think, was 11 or 12 at the time. And we went down there. We spent like 3 days in Buenos Aires. And being that I speak Spanish, they just fly you order. And I'm going in there. And it's like, yeah, I'll take 2 pounds of your New York strip and 2.5 pounds of your tenderloin and a pound of Argentinian sausage and like 4 chicken breasts. And they're like, sir, that's a lot of food. And I'm like, I did not ask you for your fucking opinion. Bring me some fucking food. And every single time, well, see, I had a secret weapon, a 12-year-old, a 12-year-old boy. That
Oh
son,
yeah.
he's like a garbage disposal. It don't matter. It was like Mikey likes it. Just feed it to him. First of all, I can eat, but man, that
Yeah.
12-year-old, it didn't matter. It didn't. Every morning, Uncle Fly, can we go get some empanadas? Yeah, we go buy 12 for the family. But usually we start with like 15 and we eat like three or four a piece on the way home.
Right.
You
Right.
know, that's the best thing about having a 12-year-old. They can
Yeah.
fucking eat everything. But no, for
Yeah.
the fly fishing side, it was so beautiful. You just
That.
you for me, and I'm sure you're used to it. You're so used to when you're fishing, you listen to a diesel engine.
Yes.
So when you get on a river, all you hear is water.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah. I
It's
bet.
so different. So
I
you're gonna
bet.
really, really enjoy it.
Yeah. That reminds me of like shark, the first time I went shark fishing. And you're just out there, you're on the same kind of boat, but then they just cut the engines
You're
and
just
float the
drifting.
and you it's just quiet. And I thought this must be what it's like to be on a sailboat. But I never cared enough to get on a sailboat and actually
Yeah.
test it out. I can't quite go that far.
Listen,
But
with
yeah.
my Cuban lineage, the thought of just floating in the water, I don't like
I
it.
know that's not good. Floating around and ending up where you end up. Yeah. No, at
Yeah,
least the shark fishing had a purpose.
yeah, at that point I feel like plankton. And we
Yeah.
know where on the food chain plankton is not very high.
Yeah. 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 That's it. Like the ladies and the masters, the wives went fishing this year on one of the days. And they got in the water. The mate on the boat jumped overboard with the sailfish. And a bunch of the ladies jumped overboard out. I was like, oh, hell
What,
to the no.
why not?
No, because you go from the top of the food chain right to the bottom when you get in the ocean out there like that. No way. Not me. Mm-mm. Nope. I used to when I was a kid, but not out there in the middle of the ocean either.
Listen, I'm not so worried on the Pacific, on the Atlantic. The shark problem is so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, that is bad.
I
That is bad.
last week I I did a shark panel on the podcast and I had
Uh-huh.
Jack Graham from Oregon Inlet on. He was one of the people on my shark panel. I
Uh-huh.
grabbed myself. There was four of us on the rec side, one on the commercial side. I had one academic from Mississippi State University and
Right,
I had a somebody from the Trump administration on there,
right.
part of the SBA to see. He wanted to see the effect that all the shark depredation is having on small businesses,
Yeah,
and we were talking about it, and it's just out of fucking control.
yeah,
It is.
yeah,
It's going through social media right now, and the greenies haven't found it yet, but
yeah.
I saw two of them tagged in it yesterday, so I'm waiting for some death threats coming in.
Isn't that horrible?
It's
Oh
fucking
my gosh.
ridiculous,
So,
man.
so during COVID at Pirates Cove, we had this influencer lady, and she had like 175,000 followers on Instagram. And I had gotten contacted because Don Jr. was fishing on the Waterman.
Okay.
So I met with the Secret Service, the whole nine yard. But then it was COVID and they wouldn't allow us to do anything. We had takeaway food, family style, and we couldn't have any gatherings. And this woman got on social media and said the reason why we weren't having any of the angler parties was because Donald Trump was coming. And she was organizing a no masks or a wear your masks or whatever. And I got on there and I'm like, look, Pirates Cove tournament is nonprofit. We donate this much to the community every year. It's held in a private community of homeowners. You can't march on Pirates Cove. Please don't do this. Everything else going on with COVID, we got enough to deal with. Please don't do this to us. And
Yeah.
Donald Trump is not coming. And you would believe they hate the just vicious.
Oh, it's brutal.
It is it is eye-opening that people can actually be that ugly to a complete and total stranger and feel vindicated. And being like that, it's crazy. That was one of the most frightening things in my tournament experience.
When we did that shark tournament 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I was getting
Uh-huh.
2 to 3 death threats a night.
It's crazy.
It is nuts.
It's fishing. It is
I
not the end of the world.
know. It
Yeah,
was
it's
crazy.
crazy. And the effect that the sharks have had on this industry,
It is so bad.
it's so bad.
It is
It's so
so
bad.
bad. I had another phone call today where somebody, they're like, "Hey, let me know what I can do, but I just don't want to be forward facing." I'm like, that's fair. I get it, But me, listen, I make a living off fishing.
Right.
I make a living off of promoting fishing. So with that being said, I've already passed the point of no return. My
Yeah.
days of being on the witness protection program are done. There's no way I could ever get shit. I was at Palm Springs a couple of weeks ago. I went to go see a golf tournament. They want to add some fishing aspect to it. Some guy walks up to me and goes, "Hey, are you a fisherman?" I'm like, "Yeah."
You think?
And he's like, "You put on that 4th of July tournament. I watch you on Facebook all the time." I go, "Yeah, that's me." I was like, "Yeah, there goes I can't hide." So I'm like, listen, this is the fight. This is the life I've chosen to be a
Yeah.
spokesperson for our sport. And
Yeah.
if protecting it means we got somebody needs to talk about the shark problem, I'll fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
If I got to put up with death threats, then I'll put up with death threats. Whatever.
Understand. Because I was watching Fox News yesterday and there was something about the cocaine. They found the cocaine in the shark system. And the woman, she's like, well, I love sharks and I can't, you just have to be blah, 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 the sharks. And I'm like, okay, you're on the wrong news program for that, but you really should do your homework before you talk about how great sharks are and how endangered they are
They're
because you
not
could walk
endangered.
from Oregon Inlet to France on the sharks.
There's, well, that's the thing. That's the misinformation. Now, mind you,
Yeah.
there are some sharks that are overfished. The
Yes.
problem is they lump them all in as
Yeah.
sharks.
Yes.
They just lump them in as sharks, and there's a lot of countries that, yeah, they're overfished. So uh, I had, boy, did I, because I've been on fisheries now for 12 years,
Right.
and they did a study on shark depredation. Well,
Uh-huh.
what they did was they lumped shark depredation along with porpoise depredation. So I'm
Right.
like, that's fucking bullshit
Yeah.
because they're going to go out there and they lump everything together, and literally now the sharks only get 50% of the blame.
Right.
And if you go to certain areas, porpoises are an issue.
Hmm.
When the kingfish move out here, it's not sharks, it's porpoises.
Right.
But every other day, it's fucking sharks. So
Yeah.
if you're going to do one study and then do the next.
Yeah.
But don't lump them in together because what
Yeah.
happens is, like what you're saying, sharks are endangered globally. Well, fuck yeah, globally they are, but here in the North Atlantic, off
Yeah.
the United States, they're
We're
not.
doing our part.
Yeah, we're supplying the rest of the world.
Yes. Yes. And at the same time, everything we got is getting eaten up.
Yeah,
And
so
you can't,
we have to figure something out, and my concern is I don't want it to spill over into tourism, and then tourism says people don't want to go swimming, wipe them out.
yeah.
And then we're right back at square one. I don't want
Yeah.
it's a resource.
Yeah.
Manage it.
Manage it. Yeah.
Manage it.
Manage it with an eye on what happens when you screw around with it. It's like the
Yeah.
rockfish back in like 30 years ago. It was all about save the rockfish. Well, they saved all the rockfish, but then the rockfish ate all the crabs. So then the crabbers are starving because there's no crabs because rockfish come to town and they ate everything. You
Uh,
have to just, there's got
it's
to be a balance, but
there's got to be a balance. Listen, you can't use a machete. You need a scalpel, man.
yeah, yeah.
Fishery management. Use a scalpel. Don't stop using. Like,
Yeah.
son of a bitch. That's where the problem started in the first place.
Yeah, to a hammer, everything's a nail.
Yeah, just be kind of.
Hmm.
And they always complain about, oh, well, the problem is nobody's catching the quota. Well, nobody's catching the quota because you guys have overregulated it and people can't sell the most valuable part of the shark and nobody wants to go catch sharks.
Hmm.
You know, I don't want to waste any animal. It's a resource. Manage it.
Yeah.
So, what's new for what are you planning? Anything new for the Masters or
The Masters, we have got it running like a well-oiled machine.
so you don't want to fuck it
Just
up?
yeah, if it ain't
No.
broke, don't fix it.
I
Hello.
listen,
But
that's an okay program. Don't fuck it
we
up.
are right now we're at 30 anglers. Because of the boat draw, the way the boat draw works, you have to jump to 36. And
Oh, so you
yeah,
need
so you have to add three boats. And it's getting, the caliber of boats that we have is off the chain.
yeah, I could only imagine.
The best boats, and we've got the best crews. And it had gotten to a point, I think, in Isla that the captains were like, "Ugh, this is bullshit." And the guys just, I mean, they're so great, our captains and crews, and they love fishing the Masters, and it's just it that is very exciting, because they don't stand to do a whole lot,
Yeah.
they don't win a whole. There's not money in it. It's just prestige, and so they have a really good time, I think, and with all the anglers are, they just have so much fun. It's not out for blood. So it's a whole different vibe. And I think that going from the Rock Start into the Las Sueños tournaments, and now they got the Bisbees and they got the IGFA Open. And I mean, all of the tournaments down there they stand to change their life.
Yeah.
A mate in Costa Rica can change his life if he comes out on top. So I think the Masters is a breath of fresh air for 3 days. And all they have to do is look. They can, spot fish, and they can't tell you to drop back. They can't give you any guidance on hooking the fish, but they can tell you where the fish is.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of that. We still have the tower guy, and the captain and the mates are involved that way, but I think it's fun. It's like no pressure, go out there fishing like you did when you were a kid and you didn't have to do it for a living. So,
That's
so they
always
have a good
nice.
time. And if I could jump it up six people, I would, but we're kind of outgrowing the venue. The master still you still have to wear a jacket. You don't have to wear a tie, but to the awards, you have to wear a jacket. And those rules that John Rivovich set in place, those standards are still in place. So we definitely need air conditioning.
Thank
So,
you.
it's we're kind of almost, I think we could do 36 anglers, but it'll be a stretch for the accommodations that we have there.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm happy with 30 anglers. We switch it up. We probably have maybe 20 that are our standard that are, fishing it every year. And like John Temple still fishes it. Pete Boynas
Well,
fished it until
that
year
was my
before
question.
last.
Is Pete Buena still fishing it?
Yeah, Pete Boynas fished it until year before last. He's still our top angler right now, our
Okay.
our top active in we call it the Rybovich Achievement Awards and the Rybovich standings. So that is 1 point per fish. So he's got like, I don't know, 265 fish in his career fishing the Masters.
He is
So
so funny.
he's still leading. John Temple is very close behind. And then I think probably Patrick is right behind John Temple as far as over the lifetime of your Masters
How many does Patrick
tournaments.
have?
To- Shoot, I can't
No,
tell
dude,
you
don't
what
worry
we
about
added
it.
this year. Hold on, it's right here.
I'm just curious as how close he is to John Temple
Hold
because I
on. This
know
is as of last year, not as of February. Now I got to put my glasses back on because I can't see
yeah,
anything.
it's okay.
Going blind is terrible.
Listen, I here's the way I look at it. I could lose my eyesight or I can do the alternative, be dead. I'll lose my eyesight.
Yeah, that's
I
okay. So
getting
Pete
old or
Boynes has 255, and then as of not before this past tournament in February, but before that, John Temple was at 230 and Patrick had 223.
oh
So
wow, Patrick's gonna pass him.
He may. I mean, Patrick and so at the tournament we also have what the Rybovich Achievement Awards.
Uh-huh.
So you are you start out in not a level and then you go to bronze and silver and gold and platinum and diamond and then the legends. And you compete with your anglers in your level as well.
Yeah.
So Patrick and John Temple are in the same level. They're both diamond. And every year, John Temple's like, that's what I want. I want to beat Patrick this week.
Oh, okay.
Overall, he's winning in the overall, but he just wants to beat him one side, and he has come so close. This year, he had two overtime fish his first day, which doesn't, you don't get a
Yeah.
whole lot for that. But the Rybovich Awards are based on numbers of fish and not your time. But yeah, that's his goal is to beat Patrick that week, and Patrick just snakes it right out from under him every year.
That's so
That's
funny.
the
I
classic Healy,
I was talking to Pat on Friday. We're on the board together, the Billfish Foundation, and
right?
he sent me an email over the weekend because I had shared that shark podcast, and then I had my team put together a study on shark depredation in the North Atlantic.
Right.
And he's like, "Thanks, Fly. This is great." Pat, listen, for me, Pat has a special spot in my heart. He's done a couple of favors that he didn't have to do, but he did some favors for me when I was younger.
Right.
Younger in business, I mean, not in fishing wise. That no matter what, he'll always hold a special spot in my heart.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know.
I
So,
remember being like 16 and fishing with Patrick. So, um, oh God, in Virginia Beach, way back when. So the ocean Atlantic, and they were Viking, Hatteras, and but had the first Buddy Davis. Now more they'll Dick Weber will say he had the first 47 Davis up there in New Jersey, but Gene Meekins swore that he had the first 47. It could have been the same boat though, knowing Buddy.
oh my
Exact.
God.
But I remember fishing with Patrick on the Viking boat way back. I mean, I'm 16, 17 years old. It was a long time ago. It's been a very, very long career. I spent maybe 2 months working in a pizza place when I was in high school, and all my friends worked there. And I was actually a pizza, so I can throw the pizza in the air. I can do
Come
that. I don't know if
on.
I can do it now without dropping it. I have to practice, but I used to be able to do that. But that was my only job that was not in this industry until I got my general contractor's license and started building some houses.
Wow.
Yeah, only job that I've ever had that wasn't in this industry.
Pizza.
I was telling some kid the other day about working, until I left when my mother got sick and back in when was that? When I left 2006. And then my mother got cancer and I left Pirates Cove to be her caretaker or caregiver. And that was the first time that I had a Memorial Day weekend off ever.
Really?
I started working because I started pumping fuel on the docks in Rudy Inlet when I was, 16 years old. And that and that was my first Memorial Day weekend off. Then I had 4th of July off, and I was like, "Damn, this is pretty cool. Go and do things in the summertime and not be working."
Yeah, I don't want to say it in a bad way. Like speaking of eyesight, I just got a
Yeah, what
piece
do you
of
have in
dust.
your eyeball?
I don't know. I just got a piece of dust in my eye and I'm fighting it here.
Hmm.
So, oh my
Better
goodness.
than these eyelashes. I got my eyelashes dyed the other day,
Oh.
which is an interesting thing to do, but is helpful when you get older because I can't put my glasses on and put mascara on. The ladies that are watching this will understand. And the men that are watching this and their wife has like mascara on her eyelid, that's what it's all about.
Oh my God, that's so
Don't
funny.
judge.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. No, speaking of holidays, I remember when I took the position as tournament director for the World Cup, I'm like, well, I guess I'm working 4th of July from here on out.
Uh-huh.
But I don't even look at it like that because for
Yeah.
me, it's like Christmas in July. It is,
Yeah.
I get to talk to every blue marlin fisherman in the world.
Yes, that is so cool.
For me, starting, let's see, we're not in April yet. Starting right around May, from May till 4th of July, I get to talk to every blue marlin fisherman in the world. It's the greatest thing in the
Yeah,
world.
that is cool.
I absolutely love it.
That is cool. I remember when God, what was his name? Was his name John? The old man that had it?
Jim,
Jim.
Jim
And
Hardy.
that's right. And we set Oregon Inlet up. It was at I think the scale we used was at Pirates Cove, but we set Oregon Inlet up as an official
Way
way
station.
station. Yeah, that was
I,
back in the 90s.
yeah, I would. Year one was 1985,
Mm-hmm.
and so his family still owns it. His daughter still owns
Hmm.
it, and all the grandkids and now great grandkids. It's a giant. What people don't realize is a giant family reunion. It's a family heirloom.
Hmm.
So they see me online, but there's what, five grandkids, and I think there's seven great grandkids running around. I
But
have the
the
most
that
beautiful shirt that they gave me. The best uncles have beards.
oh, that's cute. But
It's the
that's
cutest
more of
thing.
the history, like the masters and Ilta and
That's
and
the
that
thing.
history in this industry is just, I know I can't be the only old timer. I just wish some of the young kids they don't know.
Well, that's the whole purpose I created this podcast
Yeah.
was nobody's going to read a book anymore. And I'm not sitting here making fun of kids that they do, because they don't read. But
Yeah.
they'll listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
And like I had Chip Schaefer on a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
and when I text and he wasn't answering. Finally he called me. He's like, "Fly." He goes, "My days of talking about how I fish are done. Talk to a younger guy." I go, "Chip, I don't care about how you fish.
Yeah.
I care about why you fish."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay." And we talked for 2 hours. And then last week, it's not out yet, but I had Charles Perry on. And
Oh man,
oh my
Charles
God,
Perry.
that is a storyteller right
He
there,
is
man.
he is amazing. He is the
He
best
is
one too at the grocery store. That's when I miss the Outer Banks because of that. Because I don't see any of those people, you
that's
know. And I miss that part of it. But
it's the people.
yeah,
That's what makes North Carolina so awesome
yeah, yeah,
is the people. It's going, Manio and Kill Devil Hills and everybody
mhm,
just knows it.
yeah,
Here's a little tidbit of information. I got a phone call. You'll appreciate this because you've taken me to all the boat builders. I get a phone call a couple years ago from the Assistant Superintendent of Schools of Dare County.
right?
She calls me up to ask me, "Hey, they have a airplane building program," and she says, "Hey, we want to do a boat building program. Can you help us?" And I'm like, "I'm happy to help you, but why are you calling me?" Now, this is the
Yeah.
caveat that you need to know. Her husband is my best friend's brother.
Ah,
So
okay,
we grew up together here in South Florida,
right,
and her husband is lives up there and is
right,
now the principal of Manio High School.
okay,
But back then, she didn't know anything about boats, but she knew that
right.
I was in the world, and I'm like, I am perfectly okay to help you, but
Yeah,
you are in the backyard of the greatest boat builders in the world.
in the
You shouldn't
world.
be
Yeah,
talking to me, but I'm happy to help you through this process. So
yeah.
I flew up there, and I'm still in trouble for this because I flew up there. I only went up for one night, and Charles Perry found out that I didn't
Oh,
call
and
him.
you didn't see him.
I didn't
Oh
stay at
yeah.
his house. Listen, I was there for
Uh-huh.
such a short, I wasn't even in town for
Short
24
period of time.
hours. And
That's so
it
funny
was last
because
minute thing.
yeah, we started a boat building program with the COA, which is the college, the local colleges. What do they
Yeah,
call them? Like tech schools and stuff like that.
yeah,
Um, a community college system. And it was me and it was Bob Peel from the Department of Commerce. He runs the seafood park and Robin Mann. Robin and Paul, and we set up this whole boat building program through the COA. And at the same time, the COA in the neighboring county set up a horse management program because that's what they have, the ag and the horses. And then in Edenton, which is where Regulator is, their COA system set up culinary. So they had like all the kitchens, and we actually built a boat building shop there. And it was good for the boat builders because you could go in and you could take the classes, and we the Dare County Boat Builders Tournament, the one that John Bayless and that whole group, Ricky Scarborough runs now, that I started, that one funded the program. So you could take the boat building classes on a scholarship, you could get your money back, but you also got fitted for all the OSHA stuff, the ventilation masks, all of that, and you got your basic tools training so that when you went to the boat builder and said, I need a job, you were already set up for all of that. They didn't have to teach it to you. So it was
Wow.
pretty cool. So I hope the high school found that, that boat building program, that
Well,
building and
they're
all of
they're
those.
actually doing it over at Bayless's place now.
Huh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I
Have
don't
you
know
seen
which
his paint
program.
shop? Have
What's
you seen
that?
the pictures of the shark bite Pete's boat
No.
in the paint shed over at Bayless?
No, I haven't seen the pictures
Oh my
now.
God. Well, there was a paint shed. There's a called, I think it's called Thunderbolt, and it's in Savannah. And they had this brand new paint shop with all the light. It was like state of the art. It was like the building that they build the space shuttle in. And that's what that paint shed at Bayless's reminds me of. Just
Wow.
the pictures, and the boat was painted. The last picture I saw, the boat was painted and the reflection of the rest of the building. And they must have shot it with a drone because you actually couldn't see somebody there with the camera. It was very super cool. The technology in the boat building, and I really credit Paul Spencer with most of that because Paul would try anything. If they did it on an airplane, it was good enough for one of his boats. And
Fair
he
enough.
would try, and he still does. He tries everything and anything. And, if you throw enough shit up against the wall, something's going to stick. So
Yeah.
he would not appreciate me talking like that, but Billy would.
No, but you know what? Man, that's in life. You got to try everything. How
Yeah.
do you know something's going to work or not? And you can't just try it once. You got to
Yeah.
try it a couple of times before you realize, okay, this doesn't work, or, oh, we got to tweak this. This might just have
Yeah, it could
legs.
be efficient as well as strong. But to
Yeah.
look at like Bayless's paint shop, just that right there, and the technology and everything right there in Wanchese. Who would ever thought,
Yeah.
that those guys, Tillett and BC and Bobby Sullivan, and they're building those boats in their backyard in a shed that's just big enough to build a boat in, and then, putting it on a trailer and dragging it down to I mean, they used to go to the airport, and the airport had a slough, I guess you call it, for the water planes. And that's where they
Oh,
used to launch.
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like a boat ramp, but it was for the water planes, and that's where they used to launch the boats way back when. Warren O'Neill and Omi, and
It's
yeah,
it's amazing. It just
that is just, it really is. It's really amazing.
it's one
All
of
that
the
history.
I love to hear not only just hear the history, but watch how it's grown worldwide.
Yeah.
I get to go to a lot of places around the world to go fishing, and to hear people talking, it's like,
Hmm.
oh wow, yeah, that's back home.
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah, it's like
it's Florida or
all of
North
it.
Carolina, yeah,
Warren O'Neill did that. When Warren
yeah,
O'Neill changed the shape of the bottom right there in Manio, I mean, he changed the whole thing.
it's
It's
crazy.
really, it's really amazing. It's still amazing to me that I got to be a part of that, even just a little part.
Well,
And
let's,
everybody.
being you mentioned that, let's talk a little bit about your time at Pirates Cove because you were there for
Phew.
how many
It
years
was
did you
a
run the
long
Pirates
time.
Cove?
Well, I started running Pirates Cove back in the early 90s, the tournament, but I was there for almost 30 years.
Wow.
So when I worked for Buddy Davis moved me to the Outer Banks. and I went to be his purchasing agent. He moved me from Virginia Beach. And when I was working for him, I would go in the evenings or the off hours or weekends if I had a weekend off, and I would go work for my sister Lee. And Glenn Futrell, who was the developer of Pirates Cove, had hired her to come and create a market for the boat slips. They had sold like five of the 25-foot slips in the whole history of the marina being there. And she went there to create a market for boat slips and sell them. And it took a while, but she did a great job. So I eventually I left Buddy and I went to work for Lee full time. And I got to be involved with expanding the marina. I mean, that one year that at the tournament when I was first running the tournament, we brought in, we had so many boats that wanted to come. We brought in generators. We pulled the boats in and put them, docked them stern to the mud embankment. We brought in generators from Western Branch Diesel and walkboards. I bought walkboards and we put in pylons. We had a stack of pylons that the tournament bought that every year we would put the pylons in and then we would pull them out and we would just store them. And that's how we got way back in the day to, 137 boats. That was the biggest. I think that was 2004. But
Wow.
yeah. But that was when before that when Barry Martin ran the tournaments and I volunteered on the tournaments for like 8 years, hard. And then I started running those. When Barry left, I went and started running the tournaments. But I got to build condo buildings. And I mean, Pirates Cove was supposed to be like 400 more condo buildings than there are there. Glenn
Really?
changed that whole community. He expanded the marina. He reduced the number of condos. He put in single family homes instead. I mean, it could be a total horrible eyesore. And it turned out to be just a wonderful, beautiful neighborhood, the way that he built it. And a lot of people forget that, that there was one man that was involved in that. But it was Big Al, Alan Foreman, who's the country girl. Alan Foreman is the one who owned it first and dug all of the canals. And I can say that now because he's passed. I guess that was not supposed to do that. But he dug all the canals and then he sold the property to 11 people. It was in a group. And then Glenn became one of them. And then when Glenn sold his, can't remember who he sold it to, but it was like a chemical waste engineering company in Raleigh, and he sold it maybe to Weyerhaeuser, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyway, he became the principal at Pirates Cove and bought everybody else out, and that's when the changes really started to happen. So I got to be in on the community planning, the developing, the pavilion that's there now. I drew that on a napkin upstairs in the bar. And then I went to Glenn and I said, "Can we do this?" Because we used to have the tournament in that big giant tent. It fell down on us a couple of years in a row, and it was dangerous. And so I drew the pavilion building and I got to go and get it through the whole planning board and all of those things. It was a neat way to mature in this industry. I got to do a lot of things and I got to write about the boat building and with Billy, being Billy's wife, we owned a charter boat at Oregon Inlet and he owned a boat building business with Buddy Kennedy and it was just pretty amazing, amazing way to grow up in my adulthood. But but yeah, I was at Pirates Cove for a really long time, and the history of that place, there's a very few people that remember,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
some of the
unbelievable the
things.
story behind all of it. The tournament, the marina, the
Yeah,
location, everything.
yeah. And the tournament, I think the tournament was always special because it was the crab picking and the dock parties and it was like summer camp. You got to see everybody that, that were special to you. Was
And,
never a big money tournament, never will be because of the limitations of the size. Because everybody wants to stay there. And even if they would stay in, at the fishing center's full also. So it can only get so big. It's not like Ocean City or the Big Rock, you know. You
Well,
can't
those are
expect
those
more.
are those turn and there's nothing wrong with those tournaments, but the Pirates Cove was is always about the camaraderie.
Yes.
It was always about the camaraderie. Everybody
Yeah.
comes to sit underneath that tent, man.
Yeah. And if you say the tent instead of the pavilion, then you know how old you are.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me
Yeah. You
let
can
me clean
tell.
my reading glasses again.
Yeah. You can tell.
Listen, there's one of the
So,
rules in that tournament that you had that I absolutely love, and I get a lot of phone calls about putting tournaments together. And one thing that I've when I create rules and I create tournaments and I help people out, you can get fishermen to do certain things because of how you structure your points and your rules. And one of the rules that I absolutely love that you had was the 1.5 point per pound rule for anything over, was it 7 or 750?
I think it was 699.9.
Okay. I knew it
And
was
that was,
somewhere in
yeah,
there.
that was a Barry Martin rule, because the teaser was Brenner Parks, and the teaser had a grander, and he got beat by John Bayless on release points.
Yeah,
And Barry was always like, if you catch a grander, you should at least win the fucking tournament.
e- exactly.
And and that's when they changed the points for that. That was one of the milestones of that tournament.
And I absolutely love that because if you take a fish's life that's that big, you should honor
Hmm.
her.
Yes.
You should honor her. And I think with structuring that point system where something of that size gets extra points,
Hmm.
uh, is honoring that fit. Now, if you get beat out after that, that's a different story. But
Yes.
you are now tipping the scales a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be a modified release tournament, then be responsible.
Yeah.
Be
You,
responsible.
you know that.
It's funny because like down in Los Sueños, I had somebody say to me, how can you kill fish? How can you how can you kill fish like that? How can you have points in a tournament to kill fish? It was a young person, and she's never been exposed to that. They don't
Yeah.
do that. They have a release fishery.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of was like, I've always been, very proud of the fact that Pirates Cove had a 98, 99% release rate. And we never killed anything unless it was big. I mean, I
Yeah.
had Smythe McKiskett. He brought me pictures one time of a blue marlin that he released. And he was like, that fish would have gone 800 pounds easy. And he was like, I couldn't kill it. I just couldn't kill it.
And that's okay.
Yeah, that's totally understandable.
I'm I,
But
I'm okay with either side.
yeah.
Here's the thing. This is still a gladiator sport.
Hmm.
It is a gladiator sport.
Hmm.
And uh if you walk down the dock, I'll give you an example. And mind you, I'm not taking away from a release tournament, but there could be a thousand flags flying. But if you put an 800 pounder hanging,
Yeah.
people will come out of everywhere to go
Out of
look
the
at it.
woodwork to see it, except for Heather. Heather's never been in a kill picture, even as the tournament director. I've never
Really?
been to it. And I would go and I would see the crew afterward and I would be like, apologize, but it's just not I'm not judging. If I was out
Yeah.
there and I caught a grander, up the pole, baby, up the pole.
Yeah.
But, but, and I never bite the hand that fed me, and I just don't. I don't know. When it comes to, and I probably get in trouble for this, but I don't really give a shit because I'm not in the industry that much anymore. But when it comes to killing white marlin, and you see people on the internet talking about how wonderful it is, and everything, and that's become a festival for that city. But I don't think people really understand. And I don't know. I don't think that's right. I don't think killing blue marlin is right either. But
And that's okay.
yeah. I don't
I
make the rules
understand.
anymore. So
Yeah, no, there's something to be said about a tournament that uh, even though there's a lot of skill involved,
Hmm.
that there's still a little bit of chance because you can go out there and catch 20 fish, but
Yeah.
somebody can just go out there and catch the one
Yeah.
and win it.
Yeah.
And because of that, that brings in a number of boats that a release tournament never will.
Yes. Absolutely. And when the fish is hanging, there's no, you know, there's no question of cheating or anything like that. I mean, there is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
those
no,
kind
I
of things have
understand.
happened
Yeah,
in the past, but
yeah.
happen more in bass fishing now.
Oh,
It's
bass
smaller
fishing,
fishing.
walleye.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on,
But
man.
but you just don't, when you have a release tournament, you just don't get
No.
that, you know, that wow factor. And you
You
don't.
number one, you don't get the wow factor. The other thing is, after a while, you end up shaving certain people off because they feel that they can't compete.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And that gets tough. So that keeps your numbers
Yeah.
fairly consistent.
Yeah.
Whereas when somebody like man, I had never seen it until I saw it in the Big Rock where uh people are chipping in X amount of money to buy in a share of a boat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are
Yes.
okay, you guys are buying in on a share of a lottery ticket for lack of a better term.
Yes.
And again, there's that
Yeah.
slight bit of chance.
Yeah.
So
But God bless the people that are running that and that board of directors, because
whoa.
with that comes the non-sportsman. With that, I'm gonna buy a share into this. This is just betting now to me.
Yeah.
And with that comes, I'm gonna throw my sucker in the dirt. I'm gonna die on this mountain. Damn the rules. Damn what I signed and agreed to going in. If I feel like I won, then this is what's going to happen. And it's very, it's really kind of sad. I feel bad for tournaments like the Big Rock and the White Marlin. It is almost guaranteed that they're going to get sued every single year. And they're putting their winner up the pole,
Yeah.
but mutilation or, this or that or whatever, or, the citation, I think it was the citation. Maybe it was, I can't remember the boat name, but many years, maybe 10 years ago, and the mate did not have a fishing license. And people would go, well, that's just stupid. And I'm like, that's the rules you signed. If the
Yeah.
Big Rock said, when you get in the fighting chair, you have to put a monkey on your head. If that's their rule,
That's a
that's their
rule.
rule.
Yeah.
You can't just go play any sport and not play by the rules. And it just doesn't suit you. That's the rules. But still, in this country, we're so litigious that, the rule is I'm gonna sue. And
Yeah.
I would not
It's
have liked that at Pirates Cove. So that the release fishery, the rules of Pirates Cove and the limitation of the size of the tournament and hence the purse, it eliminated a lot of that hoo-ha.
a lot of that
Yeah.
headache.
All the potential for that kind of issue was eliminated at Pirates Cove. I'm so and we always, if we had I guess one of the first years I ran it, we had a protest, and it was when Glenn owned it. And it was Aaron Wright's dad, Aaron Wright, from the fishing center, and it was his father. And he had a protest, and I can't even remember what it was about, but Glenn opted to pay him and pay the other team.
Oh wow.
And it was because Glenn was a, bazillionaire, and it was everything, he took it out of one pocket and put it in another. It was back in the day when he could make those decisions. And when you're running a business, you can't really make those decisions. But I think Pirates Cove was always very fair. We never really had a whole lot of protests over the years. But if we ever had any kind of issue, it was kind of dealt with quickly, fairly, and that this is it and that's that. So I think if you're very consistent as well with how you handle things, no favorites, no friends,
Yeah,
just
it's
you
so
got you
funny.
got to be that way.
One of the things, like I do the tournaments over in Chubb now, and I go into the clubhouse every night for dinner, and oh, you want to come sit? I'm like, no, I'm going to sit at the bar with
Yeah.
my team by ourselves,
Yeah.
because you never know when you got to make a decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
And afterwards, not a problem.
Yeah.
Before, not a problem. During, my team and myself are going to sit over here by ourselves,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll talk amongst ourselves.
I was always scared to eat because I was afraid if we ran out of food, which we never did. But if we ran out of food and I took the last plate and you as an angler didn't get to eat because I was
Oh
always
my
afraid.
gosh.
And then I'd go home with boxes. They'd be just Caroline, the lone cedar would make me boxes of whatever, soft shell crabs
Oh my God, we were talking
for a
about
whole
that the
week.
other day
Yeah.
with Stacy and Amy.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
No, but Amy's
That was
husband,
the first thing to go after me was the
soft
social.
shell crabs. Well, we were talking because Amy's husband, that's what he does. He does soft shell crabs.
Oh my God, what a life is that?
Oh, so she's like, why don't you come up? I said, the first time I knew that it was such a thing. Well, listen, I always knew about soft shell crabs, but I never knew about the industry and everybody waiting. You were the one that introduced me to it.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
and that comes from, my grandfather on my dad's side was an oysterman in the northern neck of Virginia. And they used to fish softshell crabs and they would do the peelers and the whole thing in the spring. They also did shad roe. And I remember going to the oyster house. I mean, I was just a little kid, but you go to the oyster house and these big old ladies, I mean, big ladies, and they're just sitting on a stool, and all they do all day is shuck oysters, and the shells go in here, and the oyster goes in there, and I just stand there like this, and they
you'd
just
eat
shuck
them all day
oysters right
long.
into your mouth all day long.
I love oysters.
That was the best. But they're soft shell. So in Wanchese, most of the guys, the standard in North Carolina is to build up your shutters and they're like waist high, so you don't have to. But in the northern neck of Virginia, they had all of the peeler crabs in like nets with floats, so they had them in the creek,
Okay.
and you would go out there and stand in the water and peel and pick them out in the water. So it's a same concept, just a little bit different.
Oh my gosh. I
So, but
do
that's
love me a good.
I'm talking about. You think running a tournament is hard? That if you go to sleep, you could miss that. It's minutes of a window, whether you're going to get $5 a crab or $2 a crab. Because if they go to a paper shell, you can't sell them to a restaurant, and if they lose a leg, you can't sell it to a restaurant. That's when that crab becomes of lesser value.
I'll take it.
And that full moon rolls around, you don't sleep for a week. Those people get really punchy.
I I was trying to put some amendments in my podcast where, okay, I'll publish this, but I need to get an invite. Just I want to see it happen, and then I want to pick over whatever's left.
Yes. Well, when I started doing the soft shell crabs for Pirates Cove, we used to get I had one guy that shed crabs and he would save all of the ones that lost legs.
Oh,
So
okay.
they were the ones that they couldn't sell to restaurants. They would give me a discounted price on them, and we would freeze them in Ziploc bags with water so they didn't get freezer burn. Because
Uh,
it was in August and they peel the crabs in May and April. So, and then when I went back to Pirates Cove in 2015, Lee and I, my sister, we went and bought all the soft shell crabs and then brought them home and we cleaned them, 60 dozen. We cleaned them ourselves. So, and it was, oh my God. And then we froze them. And it was a 3 days
oh my
cleaning soft shell
gosh.
and blisters because you cut their faces off with scissors. and then you peel the shell up and you cut the dead man out, and then you cut them in half, and then you freeze them like that. But oh my God, to get blisters on your fingers from scissors from cleaning social crabs, that's dedication.
Oh,
That's focus. That is love. So,
that
but yeah, no more soft shell crabs.
I
So
didn't know
sad.
that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know they got rid of
one
them.
more tradition bites the dust. But that's
Ah,
always happens with change.
listen, that's part of life. The only thing constant in life is change.
Mhm. And I'm not a big believer in change. So,
I I have a hard time with change, but I also know it's normal.
yes. Yeah,
It's normal. There's nothing. I mean,
yeah.
I can kick and scream and piss and moan all I want, and I'm okay
Yeah.
with that. But I also know everything's going to change.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I've
just
gotten to the age where I got a bunch of friends. Oh, those were the good old days. I go, you know what? When 20 years from now, when you're 73 and I'm 73, we're going to talk about 53 being the good old days. So shut the
yeah,
fuck up. All
it's all
right?
perspective.
Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. So now I hang out with the old timers. I do the masters and do the ILTA, and that's more in line with protecting the past
Yeah,
and keeping it with the
if
past.
you look at one of the things that I'm really enjoying, again, I've been in this industry for 34 years, which is so weird for me to say that. But I look around and most of these guys I've known since we were 18, 19, 20 years old.
Hmm.
And now we're all in our 50s. And it's like, it's kind of cool that we got a bunch of friends that we're growing up old together, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't want to knock it. I don't want to complain about the change because I look back, I'm glad, I've had a few people on the podcast where we've talked about, well, nowadays they're doing things differently. Well, no shit, they're doing things differently. We
Yeah.
were doing things differently when we were 20.
Back in the day, it was different. Yep.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yep.
because I have some people well, what's your stance on sonars? And I'm like, listen, I'm old enough to remember that people complain about 30 knot boats.
Oh, I remember when Pirates
Yeah.
Cove started having the tower boats, and that was a big, that was Barry Martin's problem, though. And, and thank God it was.
So I don't, yeah, I don't complain about it. I'm like, it's just part of change. And
Yeah.
if I always, when people say, especially something like sonars, hey, what's your stance on sonars? I'm like, can you give me 3 to 5 years to come up with a stance? Like 3 to 5 years. I go, yeah, in 3 to 5 years, everybody's gonna fucking have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So it used to be one boat in the fleet could do 30 knots. Now, if you're
Yeah.
doing 30 knots, you're a slow boat.
Yes. Oh my God, growing up, we used to leave the dock the night before because our boat went topped out at 12 knots. We used
Yeah.
to leave Rudy Inlet the night before to go marlin fishing. And we
I
just putter on out there. We'd
I
putter on home.
I was walking the dock on Friday, and David Anderson Jr., the owner of the Crazy Salts,
Junior.
and Jr. and Keith Greenberg, they're like,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, Fly." So they got all these young deckhands, and they're like, "Fly, what was the name of that Hatteras you worked on up in Cape May?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was just talking about that. That was the top hat." And I was just talking about it because we were talking about 30 knot boats. And
Uh-huh.
that boat was 17, 18 knots. So out of Cape May, where you're going 120 miles, it would take us 6 hours just to get to fishing. Then you
Yeah.
fish, and then you got to go 6 hours all the way the fuck back.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about that, with the 10 knot rule and the right whales and all of that stuff. And that's when I was like, oh man, that would just suck really bad.
Listen,
But that's what we used to do when I was a kid.
that was a whole nother rule. Again, being in fisheries, there was a guy talking about, the proposed 10 knot rule. And I said, I'll never forget. I put my little light up. I want to say something. And I'm like, Dear Mr. Scientist, when are you going to do a study on the effect of wind farms on the right whale. And his answer was, there's no evidence that wind farms have any effect on right whales. I go, that wasn't my fucking question. When are you going to do a study? Meaning,
Yeah,
they're not going to do a fucking study on it.
yeah,
There's too much money in it.
yeah. That was
No.
one like talking about Pat Healy. That was when they spearheaded that whole thing, and they brought us all together at Miami Boat Show, and they had all of the graphics and everything available to everybody. And these are the facts, and these are the facts as we see them. And these are the issues and the challenges and about this rule and the potential of it to the industry. I mean, that was just, I thought that was really amazing. I really don't move that fast, and I thought
No,
that was pretty amazing.
listen, it's a very touchy subject, and don't get me wrong, I protect the whales. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it, but one of the questions that was brought up at fisheries, there's been 23 right whales killed in the last 25 years.
Hmm.
So that's the number that they're trying to reduce. Somebody brought up the question. I don't think it was me. It could have been me. I doubt it. Of those 23 that have been killed, how many have been killed by the researchers themselves looking for it? Because, they know they're in the area, so they're spending time looking for it
Right.
as opposed to a fishing boat that's just passing through.
Right.
And they're looking for it. How many have been killed by the actual boats that are looking? Well, we don't know that number. It's fucking 23. How do you
Oh,
not know?
yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not talking about hundreds. We're talking about
Yes.
23. Were
Yeah.
there
No, we never.
three? Were there four? What's the
Yeah.
number?
Yeah.
We're absolutely positive it was zero. Okay. You can give us that number. We don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck off. You know, you just don't want to say it.
Yeah.
It's funny this weekend I came across a video of George Carlin, and he was talking about, save the trees, save the planet, save the whale, save all this before uh, humans were around. It averaged that you had 29 animals get extinct every year, or whatever the number is. It's
Right.
just normal. Why do we feel that we are so self-righteous that we have to save?
We can stop it.
We can stop it. It's normal. And again, I don't do anything to harm them anymore.
Right.
But
Don't shut down a whole
gee,
entire industry over a schmelt. Don't let California burn because
a
you don't have
fucking
any water
smelt.
because of a schmelt.
Ex So yeah,
You can't.
again, it's only we think that we can control by taxing people, we can control something.
Yes.
Mother Nature. It's
Yeah.
it's it's like the carbon tax. Well, people, have you ever heard this story? I never knew this until like maybe 6 years ago. You've been to New York and Philly and Jersey where you see all those stoop homes that you got to go up like 10 steps, a flight of stairs to get up. They're called row homes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Do you know?
brownstones.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Do you know
What?
why you go up those 10 steps to go up to the homes?
I don't know because there's homes underneath.
No, because that's how high they had to make the steps to push the horse shit out of the way from when they were horse and carriages in
Oh,
Philly
I
and New
did not know
York.
that.
Yeah. So back in the day before there was cars, there
Yeah.
was horses and buggies. Well, the horses would
Yes.
take a shit and somebody would have to brush the fucking shit out of the way.
And they
So
just pushed it up
to the
under the house.
side, they just pushed it off to the sides
Uh-huh.
until whatever, once a week or once a month when somebody would come and shovel the horse shit. Well, they started charging a hay tax. Then they started charging a horse tax to supposedly cut down on the horse shit. You know what finally got rid of the horse shit?
The cars.
Cars. Cars finally got rid of the
Change.
fucking horse shit. Change. Innovation.
Innovation. Well,
Innovation.
yeah.
So,
Age.
If anybody takes anything from today, embrace change.
And
Doesn't mean
maybe,
you gotta like it.
yeah, it's
I can,
happening.
it's gonna
It will.
happen whether we fucking like it or not. Dig your
Yeah.
heels in. You can lock yourself and become a hermit in your house, but it's
Yeah.
gonna fucking happen.
It's gonna happen. And maybe you'll be on the side of, haha, I told you so. Maybe not.
Listen, as long as I'm not fucking 10 steps underneath horse shit.
And that's my life. I'm not actually under the horse shit, but there's plenty around here. Do you know
Listen.
that the average horse shits 50 pounds of shit a day? 50
I
pounds of shit. We have 9 horses.
so I don't know if I've told you that Naomi and I have been together 11 years. Have I told you what she does?
No.
She's an equine vet. She's a horse doctor.
Oh,
Yeah, so you want to talk about horse shit?
yeah. I don't
I'm
want to, they have you ever seen one of her?
Oh my God, that was the story I was gonna tell you.
Ah,
That was the story I was gonna tell. So when we first started dating, again, you know what it's like. First dating, oh, you want to hang out. And me traveling the world traveler that I am. Oh yeah, I'll go hang out with you. And one day there was something wrong. Well, now I know. I didn't know what it was. The horse was colicking. So
mhm.
she pulls out this glove, and it's the fucking glove. Oh yeah, spit that shit out. And I'm like, uh, what are you gonna do with that glove? She goes, well, I got to make sure there's no knot in the track. And I'm like, how do you figure out that there's no knot in the track? And so she explains to me how she has to stick her hand straight up this horse's ass. And I'm like, no, I'm going to the car. She goes, what do you mean? I go, if I see you stick your arm up that horse's ass,
Way up to here.
you will never put your arm around me ever again. And with that being said, she comes back and then she after she pulls it out, she puts water in it to make sure there's no rocks or whatever. And she hangs it on the mirror of the truck so I can look. I'm like, why do you do that
Outside.
shit? That is so fucking nasty. Oh my God. I no,
But
I
she's a lifesaver.
Oh, 100% she's a
Yes,
lifesaver. It's amazing
absolutely.
what she does. I used to tease everybody during COVID when the whole ivermectin thing. I've got
Yeah.
like a box of ivermectin.
Yes.
So it's so funny. People are like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, now that everybody's looking for ivermectin, I'm selling the paste on toothbrushes at 25 cents 25 bucks a pop. Every motherfucker I know that wants ivermectin, I'd give you a swipe for 25 bucks."
Never
Oh,
eat that shit. Mm-mm.
oh, there was one time again, first started dating. She's like, hey, I have to give some injections on a horse's hip. Can you help me? I'm like, yeah, not a problem. I go
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
no,
So I'm kind of like, and until she told me, listen, if you can control it like this, imagine it's a fish. And I'm like, oh, it's nothing more than a fucking 1,000 pound blue marlin. It changed my brain.
with
Once
hair.
with hair, it's a blue
Yeah,
marlin with hair.
yeah.
But so I'm kind of holding this thing and this poor little guy, Argentinian doctor, another horse vet. He walks up to me. He goes, excuse me, do you work here? I go, why? Because I'm fucking Spanish? Is that why you asked me that? And she looks at, she's very quiet and unassuming. I'm not.
Yeah.
So the moment he asked me, do you work here? Why? Because I'm fucking Spanish? And she looks up, oh, no, no, whatever the guy's name, Dr. Martinez. No, 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 that's my boyfriend. I go, what are you going to fucking ask me for a fucking taco afterwards? I feel so bad for her. Really. It's like yin and yang, very quiet, unassuming, and then you have this barking
That's you.
mess. You
There's
have
you.
me. You have me. So over the years, we've now that I know a lot of people, they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's you. Yeah,
That's
we
it.
get you. We get you.
I did not know she was a horse doctor. That's pretty
Yeah,
very noble. They are a dying breed.
they are.
That is another Christ. That I mean, it's so funny because I grew up in this industry. I grew up fishing in Chesapeake Bay. I was telling Charlie the other day that I got a pound net for my eighth birthday. It's always been fishing. And then I went into the industry and I stayed in the industry and I've done lots of things in this industry. I've done marketing, I've been a writer, I've done tournaments, I've done real estate sales, so many different things. I was a purchasing agent and I was a engine service writer was one of my first jobs. I worked for Caterpillar. Um so all of those things, so cool, the different things I've been able to do, but it's only been in this industry. And just like that, the crisis of stuffing the pipe in this country for equine veterinarians, in 10 years, there will not be any.
No,
It will be one of those, and being locked up in the marine industry and that being my full focus and my very small circle, didn't realize that, that there's some screwed up stuff in other areas of this world.
there's
And
all
I
kind.
don't mean that to sound so naive, but you look at a well-oiled machine over there, there's the vet, but then you realize that there aren't anymore. That's our
No,
vet. And
yeah,
there's like none going to school because they don't get paid anything. And equine vets, especially, everything bad that happens to a horse as they try to kill themselves all day long happens in the middle of the night. And you got to have
amen.
a truck and you have to have all of your drugs on your truck and you've got to have all your equipment it has to be mobile. You want to talk about boats being expensive?
Yeah.
Damn, a horse.
Oh yeah,
That shit's expensive.
we have the mobile van. Well, it's
Yeah,
not a van, it's a Tahoe.
yeah.
And it's funny because I drive around. There's one day I was in the office. She comes in, she goes, "Hey, you got to clean out your pickup truck." I'm like, "Excuse me? I got to do what with my pickup truck?" She's like, "I have to, I have to go buy a new vehicle, but I don't want to get rid of the other Tahoe. I want you to keep it in case I need a backup." I'm
Mm.
like, oh, fair enough. Your Tahoe is 10 years newer. Yeah, I can do that. So I have the backup to the backup
You
because
have the backup vet van. That's you.
yeah, and it's so funny because anybody who's been in my Taco or my Tahoe realizes that there's no back seats in it because that was
Yeah.
all medical stuff. And she's like, let's
Yeah.
put the seats in it. I go, no, if I put seats in it, people want to ride with me. I don't want fucking people to ride with me. No, listen, as social as I am,
Yeah.
when I'm by myself, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm,
Oh
listen,
yeah. I mean the peace and quiet.
oh, now don't get me wrong.
So
I have stacked 17 people in the back of my van. I look like I'm fucking smuggling humans.
you got the clown car.
Oh my God, I was at ICAST one time and we all went out to dinner. We went to this Ethiopian place, which is totally oxymoronic. Because when we were growing up, Ethiopia was people
Yeah, they
not
were
eating.
starving.
Yeah. So, but their food is phenomenal. And everybody shows up in their Ubers, and then it's like everybody has to go back. And I'm like, well, if you guys don't mind sitting Indian style, uh, man, I swear, if I would have been pulled over, I would have been arrested for human trafficking. I had
Human
people fucking
trafficking.
everywhere. And it would have been one thing if we were all like 19 or 20 and people would have been drunk, but we're all in
Yeah.
our 40s. So nobody, all we were was full
Yeah.
from eating Ethiopian food. Nobody wanted to fucking talk. Everybody just wanted to go to bed.
Bed, go to bed.
So I stacked everybody up like cordwood in my Tahoe and off we went, dropping people off at different hotels. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
The little
That's a
things
funny.
in life.
Yeah. Because like at the Masters, I do the scoring. I do all the captain's meeting, and then we do the registration. We have anglers meetings and boat draw, and then we do the cocktails every night, whatever. But I also do the scoring all day long. So I get up in the morning at like 4:30, and then I go to breakfast, and we have breakfast with all the anglers. And then they leave to go fishing, and then I go pick up Liam. We go back to the scoring room, and I run the radio all day and do the scoring. And then we have cocktails, not me, but they have cocktails, and then eat something and go to bed, check the scores, go to bed, get up the next day. And I'm telling you what, by the end of that week, I am a total babbling fucking idiot. It's just like I need to. And Dave Lear is like, when you send in your presser so I can set it up, I'm like, I can't even think, much less write something coherent that's going to be, published.
I don't even write
But
Dave anything. He calls me and I just tell him I'm not.
tell him and let him write it. I should do
Yeah,
that next year. But I think about Pirates Cove and how, I mean, that was 2 weeks of grind.
yeah.
And during the fishing, I was the one that got up at 4 and went and got the biscuits. They don't do that anymore either. But I never trusted anybody to go get the breakfast. And the worst thing you can have is, 400 people looking for food and you
Yeah.
haven't got any. I've had many years where somebody unplugged the coffee pot and there wasn't any coffee. They can deal with that. But if they want food, you
You
better
better
have it
give,
for
yeah,
them.
you better have them. You better have
So I'm
food.
really, really, I very much miss it. And I spent 30 years at that community and marina, and it broke my heart. But I'm old. I'm too old. I'm like gonna go out there and have a stroke or something because it can't just like I can't function on 3 hours of sleep anymore.
No, oh
4.
no, no. I'm an 8 hour guy, man. I like 8 hours.
Yeah. And the
I,
only thing I could say is that I never got really stressed out because it was a well-oiled machine. And you had something come up, I knew how to deal with it.
yeah.
From the insurance to the polygraph to the anything. I knew how to deal with everything just from experience. But I mean, way back in the day, I screwed some shit up big time, but not anymore,
We all screw
So
shit up.
so at least that stressful part of it wasn't part of it, but just the grind. I'm tired. I'm old. I'm tired. Can't do that anymore.
Oh my
The
God.
ILTA is better this year in Cabo. So the ILTA is an association that is made up by fishing clubs. So the fishing club that you're in is part of the association. And each year we are petitioned by a club to host the ILTA. So, like the guys in South Africa would like to have the ILTA in Kenya or Mauritius. They're trying to figure out they don't have enough boats. But this year, last year, it was in Guatemala, and this year it's going to be in Cabo. And the Club Tepeyac, which is an old, very old Mexico sailfish and tarpon club, they are the ones that are going to be hosting the tournament. So it's their budget, it's their rules, it's their well, ILTA has standard rules, but um, they have to do all of the staff. They have all the I don't, they're the tournament director. I don't do that. So I'm the secretary for ILTA.
Okay.
But this year, so I go out and do all the board meetings and I'm there and representing and I do social media and stuff like that. But I don't have to run the tournament and I'm not responsible for how the tournament does. I'm not
Oh,
on the rules committee. I'm not on any of that, which is really nice. But this year I have to do the scoring for Cabo. So that's going to be interesting.
oh boy.
So I have to get up early in the morning, and I do get up and go, see the boats off when the guys leave to go fishing and that kind of thing. But this year I have to work all day every day, so I probably won't be that tired,
We
but
could
I
we
might.
could be shaking paint at Home Depot. And nothing wrong with that. But listen,
Yeah, I could
we're
be the greeter at Walmart.
we're blessed. We get
I
to
could be a horse trainer. That would even be worse.
oh my God. No, you're not crazy enough. You're not crazy enough.
Mm-mm.
No. Miss Heather, thank you so much today.
It was fun. What time is it?
We've been here for 2 hours.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
noon.
It's noon. No wonder I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Put my glasses back on.
So just real quickly, if anybody wants to find out about the Masters or the ILTA, where can they look it up?
They can just go online. We're on Facebook and Instagram, and it is fishmasters.com,
Okay.
or you can Google Masters International Angling Tournament. And ILTA is the same. It's ILTA.org. I know that because I'm doing ILTA every day right now. So um they're an org. But
Beautiful. Beautiful.
yeah. Yeah, very cool angler tournaments. The ILTA is also a team tournament, so it's three-man teams, but top angler, and it's kind of nice to go out there and be on your own and not, you know,
Not worry about somebody
yeah,
else
and
messing
move
up.
around and meet some of the people. The ILTA, those people are amazing.
There,
So many people. I mean, they come from South Africa, five different, Latino countries. It is amazing, the group of people that comes together for that.
we have a very unique industry.
Yeah.
We really
Yeah,
do.
especially if you dig out the really cool parts of it,
Yeah.
if
Uh,
you just stay in your little bubble, you can be in a bubble inside of the industry. But it's such an amazing place for, for young people to have a career and do all of this and meet all of these people and, the love of fishing.
well,
That
hopefully,
eternal opportunity for hope ties us all together, and that's such a positive thing. It's
well,
not
I
an
hope,
expectation. It's just it's a blessing that
yeah,
we're all
it's
hoping
very
for.
much a blessing. And I'm hoping that we can, 29 or 30, we can host you in Saudi, the ILTA.
That would be very cool.
Yeah, and I listen, I've talked with the government about it. They're very excited. It's just a matter of finishing our project over there, and I'd love to
That
share it
would
with
be
the world.
super cool. That would give me
Yeah.
a reason not to retire.
Listen, even if you do retire, you have an open invitation.
Hey, Bonnie Powell is still the main secretary for ILTA. She
Really?
just turned 90 last
Oh my
week.
God, that's
Bonnie that used
amazing.
to run the radio in the Stewart Sailfish Club.
Yeah.
Yes, Bonnie, the world record holder.
That's
Yeah,
amazing. 90
she's a
years old.
badass. If I could be half of who that woman is, I will be very, very pleased with my career and all of the rest of that.
Well, you
Yeah.
should be very pleased with your career already because it's
I
amazing.
am. It's just, taking on a different thing.
It's called
So,
change.
yeah. Yeah, how about that? I'm embracing it.
Embrace it. Hold on
Embrace.
right there. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Everybody who's listening, thank you so much for sharing your time today. And Miss Heather, thank you so much for joining us today. And everybody else, we will check you guys later.